I haven't drank all month. Haven't drank since March 30th. It's April 7th now, and you might be like, Jared, that's a week. Loser.
And so our show is April 30th. Is that gonna be your night to go back off the wagon?
I might at that point. You'll just see me outside of Times Square.
This is me. I'm not your sponsor.
Right.
Clearly.
My arms around Elmo. Yeah, Jordana gave me a shot to celebrate.
I'm excited for the live show.
Buy tickets now.
Hello and welcome back to the UF podcast. I'm Jordana Abraham.
And I am Jared Freed. It is so good to be back here with you, Jordana, in our very good-looking studio. We keep switching. We're doing a lot of studio zhuzhing.
We have been trying to get the formula right.
Right, look how comfy, cozy you are. If you're watching on YouTube, and you can subscribe on YouTube to see our new studio, Jordana's got her feet up.
Yes.
I'm on the psychiatrist couch. I should just
I'm your
lay
therapist,
down.
yeah. This should have been our cover photo.
Right, this is how we should do the podcast from now. Me talking up to the sky. You know, Jordana, every 3 months I get into a relationship and I just can't go to the next step.
That sounds like every benefits episode.
Isn't that every benefits?
Yes.
So, this is a very comfortable way to do a podcast.
Yeah.
It's great to be back here. And if you're listening, we have a live show.
Yes.
Go, assemble the
2
group
weeks.
chat. We got 2 weeks to the live show. It's coming, Times Square. Make it a night.
Yeah.
Get everyone together. We play games, red flag, deal breaker, deal reveal. We give dating app profile makeovers. We take audience questions. We talk dating. It's a dating talk show. You're going to have a blast.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Copy,
Good job,
Roger.
Jordana. Pumping this shit
This
out.
is my-
I'm fucking
I'm-
screaming
this
from the
is my-
rooftops and you go, yes?
This is my 4th episode recording of the day.
They don't know that. We got to sing,
Okay.
dance, and dust
Oh,
for
sorry,
the people.
okay.
We got a show
All right.
to put on, okay?
All right. That's why I'm getting
Keep that
comfortable.
in.
I'm getting comfortable.
I'm pumping you up for this show.
I'm getting comfy.
How are you? What's been going on in your life?
What's been going on?
Buy tickets now. Now.
I'm excited for the live show.
Get those tickets.
What is going on in my life? Jesus.
How have you been?
I've been knee deep in dog shit. I've been,
The dog is
the
well?
works. The dog is well. Took him to the vet.
All the shots?
It was funny, kind of like a little
You
bit.
doing no shots, no vaccine?
Oh,
You're a big RFK woman.
I told you I saw a tick on the dog, so my vaccine policy is just like fuck him up with everything that you
shoot
can
this thing up.
find. Yes. At first
Yeah.
I was all about like organic sprays and
Nuh-uh.
whatever, and I'm like, no, I need to kill all of the vermin. I found a tick on me. I had a panic attack. You can hear all about it on Oversharing.
A tick is like a big moment. You know, ticks can be bad.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, that could be a bad
And then
thing.
the landscaper was over, and I was like, "Can you spray the backyard for ticks and mosquitoes and all that shit?"
He's like, there's an environmental law. You're like, fuck
Fuck
the
that.
trees.
No, I literally.
I own this mansion.
I mean, I am the person who wants to knock down the entire city of Long Beach and
a good
create
point.
a new one. You think I give a shit about nature or the woods? No, he's like, you know, I've been working outside for like 30 years. I've never gotten
And
a
you've
tick
never
bite.
made eye
He goes-
contact with me once.
He goes, my accountant got bit by a tick, got Lyme disease, was in the hospital for four months, got brain damage. I'm like, I am like literally having a panic attack
Brain
in front of
damage?
you. Please stop.
Why do people do that? They go to the most horrific
He's
version.
like, but you'll be fine.
Right, you'll be cool.
I
I'm
told
sure this is a different tick than that one.
I literally had visions like on the train here today of like recording this podcast from my hospital bed because
my
of this
God.
tick bite. I am so paranoid, so anxious. I'm like, anyway, the dog's been great.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely not commuting to the Long Island hospital you're staying at to do that podcast.
No?
No.
We'll get a whole setup.
I
We'll get
said-
this
yeah.
background here. Get some comfy chairs.
Show up to the hospital.
I mean, that'd be worth it. You'd have to watch on YouTube then.
right, to see me sitting on a bedpan recording as going, you know, I don't think you should go on the first date with this new guy. Deal breaker.
Lime brain. How have you been? How's Rochester?
I've been good. Let me just say this. The shows in Rochester were a blast. Like, just killer shows. All the people that came, thank you. We have a big audience there, apparently. I had no idea. Like,
Where is Rochester?
Rochester is like near Buffalo.
Oh, so it's
So
far.
it's Western New York. Yes.
But it's far upstate.
Loved it.
Right, okay.
Loved it.
Yeah.
You can go to my TikTok. You can see that I had the garbage plate. They tell you to have this thing called a garbage plate, which the more I've gotten away from eating the garbage plate, the more disgusting it has become to me.
Like a bad one-night stand?
Truly. Like, who am I? What am I doing? I got to get my life together. The shows were wonderful. Great sense of humor.
Yeah.
Other than that, I got stuck in Boca, as you know, and we talked about that last time. So I was like stuck with my parents and flew direct from West Palm to Rochester. So I haven't been in the city. I like just got back to the city.
So no wonder you loved Rochester. You were like self-esteem was low. You were like ready to be loved. Everyone was, you left
They came together. I've been told how fat and disgusting I was for a week. And then I went to Rochester and they're all eating garbage plates. I'm like, my people. So
you could finally breathe.
Right.
Yes.
I could finally like let my stomach out.
Yeah.
You know, so
you've had enough of those people.
I had enough. By the end, I was ready to get going.
Mm-hmm.
I've teased this a little bit. I looked at apartments there.
Right.
Just to see, take a little taste. Tastes pretty good.
Yeah.
Especially this time of year.
Looking
it's gray and
looking
disgusting.
is fun, no?
Looking is fun.
Yeah.
Looking is fun, and then it's not fun because like you do have this idea, oh, I can afford this. And then you're like put to like,
right.
Then it's like, can you afford it? You know, like.
Well, did they bring you to places slightly outside the range?
They do that, and then they realize how for real you are. You know, I think they do that to test you.
Right.
They bring you to the place like a little bit more than what you said was your range, and then they see how like how you react to it. And then they're like, oh, this guy's a fake. We better bring him to below his range.
Okay.
You know, so.
Yeah. So like how strict you are about like I said nothing over this range.
Right. If you looked at it and were like, this is ridiculous. Or you go, oh, I could put my stuff here. Or I could put, you know, you have that moment.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something just seeing the beach every day. The problem is I don't know how much I'm going to enjoy summer there if I was to be there. Everyone says like the summer there is like, it's like
brutal. Yeah.
But
the winter here kind of sucks.
But also the summer here kind of sucks. A summer day in New York City can be like
Manhattan.
Oppressively hot. Like you know, Manhattan. I'm not Long Island. I'm not Westchester.
You're also traveling all the time. So like
this is the point. This is the reason I'd be doing this is that I'm traveling a lot and like, you know,
well, here's my question.
Also getting a car and a street legal golf cart. That's kind of my dream.
Ooh. Yeah. Well, can I ask you a question? What are you going to do with all the money you save by living there?
I mean, put it into my house, you know, like that.
Is that what you're?
Well, I'm hoping to like save more and just feel more comfortable. You know, like the money thing, you go, will I feel that savings?
Feel more comfortable? Were you not just extolling the pleasures of the Delta One lounge?
I'm pretty comfy. I don't know why I go back and
like
forth.
What level of comfort are you trying to get? I'm just wondering, like, because you said you'd like save a lot by moving to Florida. I'm just wondering, like, what you're gonna, like, what the idea is that you need all the savings for.
The future. I'm not a big, I don't think I spend a lot.
When I think of you and you're spending, I'll tell you how much you spend.
Please
I'll tell you.
Tell me. I'm
gonna woman-splain this to you.
Yeah.
I think you get whatever you want.
Yeah.
But you're not buying any like huge ticket thing, but you will never not get something because of how much it costs.
Absolutely.
That you want.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not without, but I'm also not.
You're not like flashy.
No.
Right.
I actually take that as a very nice compliment. I think Gen Z's flashy.
Are they?
Z, all they talk about is
like
how
they're
poor,
homeless, but also
right. It's like homeless chic.
Yeah.
You know, they really hate money and rich people, but they wear like one piece that's like $100,000 on their wrist, and you're like, okay, where did that come from?
Just to show that it's a choice.
Right.
That's the thing.
There's a little bit of a choice thing there. Yeah. So that's what's going on. I'm kind of in the middle of a lot of things, so I don't know. Like,
you're waiting to see which way things.
Where do I go? What do I do? And it's weird to be in that place. Like, I'm always better when I have something to shoot for. I mean, the one thing I have to shoot for is our live show, April 30th at Palladium in Times Square. It's
gonna be so fun.
I can't wait. Here's the other thing I'm doing. I'll talk about this if I can be vulnerable. I haven't drank all month.
Yeah.
I haven't drank since March 30th. It's April 7th now, and you might be like, Jared, that's a week, you fucking loser. I guess the Palladium would be my first, you know, if I do the whole month, that would be like my night. Okay, I did it at midnight. Mm-hmm. But I feel really good. Positive, mindset better. I need to readjust. I do this all the time.
Okay.
So I'm seeing what a month will be like of not drinking.
What made you pick this month?
My dad made a comment.
Okay.
And he was like, what's one thing that would make Jared happier this month? And he's like, I think if you didn't drink this month, you'd be a happier person at the end of the month than you are right now. And I said, what makes you say that, Aesop? And he was like, I was listening to Coffee with J. I have a Patreon episode, personal podcast. And he's like, I just think you'll feel better this. And I'm like, if you're saying it, that's kind of you saying, that's the outside world a little bit. Like he's the one who can say it.
Right.
And part of it is like me knowing I can do it.
And so our show is April 30th. Is that gonna be your night to go back off the wagon?
I might at that point. That's when you'll just see me outside of Times Square.
This is me. I'm not your sponsor.
Right.
Clearly.
My arms around Elmo.
I'd like to schedule.
Yeah, Jordana gave me a shot to celebrate. Me and Elmo are going to a strip club.
Trying to celebrate your relapse.
Yeah. I think by that time, it's either I'm running to get a drink, and I'm like, I did it, and or I'm like,
this is great. Let's keep
going. Let's keep it going. Or, the readjust is more to have like one drink when you drink.
Right.
Like my issue is what I was doing, and to be candid, is to go to a bar and just be like, keep it running because I got nothing to do. It's not like there's someone at home being like, where are you right now? That's the problem with being single is like, you really don't have any, like as you get older, there's no one to go, what are you doing?
You got to be here by then. Right.
Right. Yeah. You got to be here. You got something to do tomorrow. Like I'm successful while drinking. So if I'm to like really think about it that way, I guess the fear is that like that excuse goes away the minute you take it away. I think that's why
like if only I stopped drinking, I'd be
20 pounds lighter, fit in my pants, look better on screen, be funnier. And then you don't drink and you go, wait a minute, I'm not funnier. I'm not.
Well,
any
you'll
of
never
those
know
things.
if you don't try, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's the reason to not try. You know. So I mean, there's people out there. I hope this is connecting with the audience.
I'm
in
sure
some
it
way.
is.
I think this is the same thing for going out and dating. You go, well, if I don't go on a date, I can't get broken up with.
Well, my next question was, have you been going on dates while not drinking, and how has that been?
I went out on a couple, and it's been fine. It's hard to find, it's hard to like, what's hard about the not drinking date is making it sexy.
Right.
I think that's the hard part is like, because when you go to a bar and have a drink, it's in the nice glass, you're the lighting.
Yeah.
And that's why like these coffee wine bars, like I've always been a proponent of them because at least it gives you
a vibe.
A vibe that's a little bit higher end. And
I used to be very anti-mocktail for the same reason as you. Like, what do I need the calories for? But I think to what you're saying before, I actually have grown to like a lot of them. Not all the time, you kind of beat them up. But if you don't want to drink, everyone else is having a drink, or you're on a setting like a date where like it's kind of like adding to the vibe, like a sexiness to the vibe.
I'm with you. I agree. I don't know if you age into that.
Maybe.
Like I don't know if younger people, but they say younger people are drinking less than ever.
Because they're doing more drugs, probably.
A lot more drugs. I mean, it's really the hand to mouth thing that I need.
Right. I almost want to say like it's almost kind of like you want to order a drink and then have them just like make a version without telling you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'll have a martini, just don't, extra water, please. Yeah.
Seriously.
I do feel this need to like get ahead of it. To be like, just so you know, I won't be drinking. But that's not to say I'm not going to go out and have a fun time.
Right.
Because I've had it happen to me where I go on a date and the person's like, well, I'm going to be having water. And they're like, why? And like.
Right. Well, I think that just kind of kills, like, it's like going to dinner with someone and they don't order anything.
Right.
It makes it feel weird if they're like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's just about ordering something interesting.
Yeah. And also ordering a club soda with a lime is like kind of not ordering anything. Like now I'm going to get a $25 martini.
Yeah.
Well, and then like, oh, you want another? Like when, there's a little bit, especially male to female, of like, I don't want to like feel as
we're on different levels of
drunk and not drunk.
Well, the energy of that just doesn't. I don't like to. Not even if I'm like having a ton of drinks or getting drunk. I don't really like to drink alone personally.
Right.
Like,
I love drinking alone, but
but like with some, like I'm saying alone with.
Right. That's worse than drinking alone. Yeah.
Like I don't think I've ever gone to dinner with Mike and gotten a drink when he wasn't drinking. He'll get a drink if I'm not drinking.
Right.
But for me, it's like the part of it that I like is also partly like the social part. So I'm not really like in it for the alcohol. I'm in it for the vibe of having a drink with someone.
That's why like Let's Get Drinks is like is more of a. It's not even getting drinks. It's not the drinks that you want. You want Let's Get Together is Let's Get Drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Let's Get Drinks is a date offer.
Right.
And it's hard, I think, from this end. Yeah, let's get drinks. Also, I'm not going to be drinking.
No, I think it's good you get ahead of it.
You got to get
ahead. Have the dates been fun?
I've enjoyed myself. I haven't done the the sexy version.
Right. Well, it's been a week.
It's been a week. Yeah, we'll see what another week has. But what are we talking about today?
Today, let's do our first email. And again, guys, if you are coming to the live show, we want you on stage with us. Submit your dating app makeovers. Nominate a friend for a dating app makeover. Send screenshots of their profile. Write what your or your friend's issue with your sister, your mom, whatever it is. Let us know their issues and we'll bring them on stage, help them out. Also, deal reveal. We understand people don't really submit those until last minute because you want a little bit more of a timely help with the text. But if you have one, send it in, send the screenshots of your text messages. We'll help you interpret it. We'll even help you craft a text to send back to that person. And just any advice questions. If you're coming to the show, we want to hear from you. We want you on stage. It's an interactive experience. Email uup@betches.com and just write that it's for the live show.
And we just want your emails in general. uup@betches.com. Any advice, dating, relationships, marriage, 3-monthers, 1 years, anything you're going through dating-wise, send it into the show. And red flag deal breakers, we love realistic red flag deal breakers. So uup@betches.com. Let's get into the email.
All right, let's do an email. Hi, J&J, loyal listener, subscriber since 2019.
Thank you.
Love you both and so excited for Jordana and her new pup. I need your take on this.
Thanks.
Thank you. I had just started seeing a guy who has a 1-year-old 70-pound pit bull.
Okay.
At dinner, the dog was jumping, scratching, and lightly biting me all night. Suddenly, the guy smacks him hard. I was shocked. I have a jumpy dog too, but I use positive reinforcement. I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, but it became clear he had no clue how to handle his dog. He laughed about the dog drinking from the toilet, said training was too expensive, and hadn't even bought chew toys. Oh my God, what a monster.
She's the chew toy.
Ugh. Next visit, same chaos. The dog's biting again, and he smacks him again. I asked, "Did you just hit your dog?" And he replied, "Yeah, he was biting you." I went to the bathroom to collect myself. I've been in an emotionally and at times physically abusive relationship before, and this really triggered me. I told him, but he didn't get it. Later, he tried to make a move, and I had to turn him down. It was also Valentine's Day, so I left with flowers, chocolates, a toy for my dog, and a swirl of mixed emotions.
What a Valentine's Day.
He got you a toy for your dog, but doesn't have any chew toys for his dog? That's weird.
Yeah.
After a trip, I texted him kindly that I didn't think we were a match. He never responded. That sounds on par for this behavior. We'd been seeing each other for 2 months and we are both 33. There were other red flags, but the dog thing sealed it for me. So red flag or deal breaker, totally different dog parenting styles, and his involves hitting. Thoughts? Thanks, confused dog mom.
To call this 2 different dog parenting styles is quite
generous.
I mean, listen, I want to get ahead of it before people comment horrified. This guy's abusing his fucking dog.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy.
Crazy. This is awful. Run, don't walk away from this person. Like they're laughing about it. All of this is horrific. And I don't even, some people would go as far as to say, I don't know if
call someone,
report or whatever, what you do. I don't even know what you do. I'm not one of those people. I don't know what to do. Just you take care of yourself and get the fuck away from this person.
Right. Plus there doesn't seem like there's any like care or thought. That's not even like this is some sort of like strict dog like training thing that he's read all about and done this thing. And if you boop a dog like this, it goes like that. That this just sounds like someone who doesn't give a fuck is trying to punish his dog with physical abuse, which one also doesn't even work and is like cruel.
Right. And the only way you could be more help, I think, to like the dog, because people have to feel something to want to make a change. Listen, I felt my dad's judgment from his comment about
not drinking,
and I decided to make a change this month.
Right.
That is how it happens. It doesn't happen because you find out you're wrong on your own. So like this guy didn't even care. Like he when you said we're not a match and he disappears, this guy isn't even ready to make changes in his life. It's not like he cared enough about you to like, no, well, what happened? Let me hear what you think is, that could help us. Why weren't we a romantic match? He didn't even ask that question.
Well, he sounds exactly like someone who wouldn't though.
Right.
Doesn't sound thoughtful, prepared in any way, like he has direction in his life. Yeah. Right. I do think that like the way someone is taking care of their dog or their like mentality about it does tell you a lot about how they think about their life. He just got this dog. He said training is too expensive. Lets the dog do it, like drink from the toilet. Didn't even buy him a toy to like actually. Of course, he's chewing your feet. He has nothing else to chew.
Well, to open this up to like a little bit, listen, we could go on and on about how this guy's a monster all day. I do think there's something here in this email of like how you do one thing is how you do everything.
Yeah.
Like if you start dating someone and you see all these things that the way they handle their life is a way you would never even handle your life, or it doesn't seem like someone, when someone tells you, yeah, I'm looking for something serious and they're living unseriously.
Well, that's why like we've talked about this. We've had the organizer on, we've had other people on here, and like the gist of that is like the way you do one thing is kind of like the way you do everything a lot of the times. Like if you're
right. Well, I mean, that's part of the reason I'm looking at places in Florida. Like and we've talked about this for so long and I just haven't made the change.
Yeah.
When you meet with like real estate people, they want to make sure they're not wasting their time.
Mm-hmm.
And something I've said to a lot of people when they're like, well, why would you make any move or buy a place or rent a place or whatever you're looking to do? And I'm like, well, I'm 40 and I don't have a living room. And that explains everything. Like that's not a livable way to go. I could change my apartment around and like change the layout or whatever, but you got to change something. And this guy who won't even buy them a chew toy, like is an extreme example. Like right. I wouldn't want to date this person, but I think there's a lot of people out there to make it more relatable to your everyday dating struggles. This person keeps saying they want a relationship, but look at how they're acting. How are they living?
Right.
It's
like, easy to say things. It's harder to do things.
Right. I mean, and I'm guilty of that. I am the walking red flag. Getting in a relationship is a mix of, we say it all the time. It's delusion and logistics.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this guy's logistics are all fucked up.
Right. And I think we say that about this show all the time. Like what this show is good at is it's not going to like matchmake you with someone, but it's going to teach you how to be a better consumer of people. So you save more time. You see someone that's acting like this, maybe you won't go on 2 dates with them next time. You'll just go on one and be like, I'm a better consumer. I know that this is not going anywhere.
Right. And I think this, like, you hear these emails from women a lot because they're like, I got one. He made the date. He made the plan.
And I get it.
He's cooking for me.
Get it, yeah.
And I get it too, where she's like, yeah, he slapped the dog, but like, dinner was good.
Bought me a toy for my dog.
Right. And we're doing Valentine's Day. Like, I know this is like stupid and ridiculous because there's someone that's like angered, like never speak again to a person who does that to their dog. And I'm like, not saying they're crazy. I'm just saying they're not in it.
No, totally.
They're not on the date and on the dating apps and going, well, it was like a boop, and then
that's
it takes
thing.
Another time. You go, why would you ever go back to that person? I do know why she goes back to them.
Yeah.
She presents a lot of good stuff.
There's a scarcity feeling, I think. Or like, I have one, these things work. We could make, and we say this all the time, women are fixers. I could work with this. I could make this work, but like not at this level.
No. Let's do another email.
All right. You want to read it?
The reveal gone wrong. I love when we get a feedback email because even the title I disagree with.
Okay.
The reveal went wrong. So if you don't know the reveal, we can always use an update. The reveal is telling someone how you feel and then shutting your mouth. So I think this is a lot of fun. I've deleted the dating apps and I'm concentrating on what we're doing here.
Yes.
That would be the reveal.
Have you ever done the reveal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I do it just in general. Like,
it doesn't have to be.
Is
there a negative reveal?
Yeah, there could be a negative reveal. I am still on the dating apps and I'm still exploring other options while I go on dates with you.
That's a reveal?
That's a reveal.
Yeah.
And then you don't say anything. And then they can decide whether to stay in that or not.
Right. The reveal is I-based.
I-based. I've been seeing a guy I met on Hinge casually for 3 months. He's 29. I'm 37. He brought up our relationship talks more than once. At first, he said, I usually run by now. I'm scared of committing.
That's a reveal.
That's a reveal. At that time, I decided, okay, it's casual and kind of checked out. Then about a week ago, he told me he wants multiple women in a poly E&M way.
That's a reveal.
It is revealed. It's all him.
Yeah.
Soon after that, I ended it via text. He was upset I ended it over text and is now saying we should be together, but it sounds like it's in his terms. But I don't understand why I can't have what I want on my terms, a monogamous boyfriend. So let's read the text. You ready?
Okay.
You be her, I'll be him.
Okay.
Can we talk? I just feel weird about having made this decision over text.
I don't want you to be upset with me.
I'm not. I just want to make sure you're okay. I'm sad that we didn't get very far, but I'm glad I got to know you. Good night.
I'm confused if you're suggesting something otherwise.
I was not suggesting anything. I promise.
I meant isn't trying to be together.
Of course, I prefer that, but I don't believe coercion.
Coercion.
Coercion?
I think it's coercion spelled wrong.
You can't spell coercion wrong. You can't use a big boy word like that.
Let's see how you spell it.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't even, unless that's a word.
I'm just making sure how it's,
Keep this in, because if you're out there using words that you don't know how to spell, use a different fucking word. Like this effort to sound.
They spelled it right.
That's how you spell coercion?
Yeah. Never mind.
So I'm the idiot?
Well, you get rid of that.
No, keep it.
Okay.
I'll be an idiot. I'm just saying. That is not how I would think coercion is spelled.
It's spelled like that.
Well, I'll speak for myself. I would never use that word in a text because I don't know how to spell it.
All right, well, this guy, I guess, does know how to spell it.
Fuck him with his words. I hate this guy. Coercion? It doesn't make sense.
I didn't know it was spelled with 2 C's. It's, learn something new every day.
I wish you didn't just say that. I was going to challenge the audience to write coercion.
Oh.
I guess how would you spell it?
Maybe
I don't even know
S?
how to spell it after looking at it on the page. Coeric.
No.
I'm
It's right in
looking
front
at
of
you. Coercion.
Also, it should have said, I don't believe in coercion.
Of course, I'd prefer that, but I don't believe coercion when it comes to relationships.
Should have said in coercion. I don't believe in coercion.
What does the word even mean? I don't.
It means like when you're persuading someone to do something. Like I'm going to coerce you to do this.
What is he, a CIA operative? What is it, undercover going coercion?
Anyone who's listening, do not use coercion in a text to Jared.
No, fuck off. This bothers me. I just don't like this. To me, when someone's like an E&M poly guy, they can go in a direction
manipulative.
It's like higher minded.
Right.
Like
you just don't get it. You're not evolved enough.
Right.
Yeah.
That was kind of like the
Well, that's why they're so annoying.
I like to think of things on a different plane than the rest of people. Fuck you. From one idiot to the next.
All right, finish the text.
Of course. I don't believe in coercion when it comes to reading these texts. Of course, I'd prefer that, but I don't believe in coercion when it comes to relationships. But I am open to the idea of figuring things out as we go. Cutting things off 100% is also fine. I'm cool with where we left things if that's how you'd prefer it.
What the fuck is he talking about? I don't believe in coercion when it comes to relationships.
What he's saying is, and she is nailing it, it's my way or the highway.
Yeah.
He's saying, I've offered you...
I've offered you an option of being with me.
Right. I've given you the option of being with me while I'm also with as many other women as I like.
That's a you problem if you don't like it.
Absolutely. That's what he's saying. Mm-hmm. You can take my offer or you can leave.
But she already did that. Over there. The annoying thing about him is that she already did that, and then he tries to come back and almost win.
Right. He comes back with, can we talk? I just feel weird about having it. And then, your job when someone ends it with you is either take it willingly or negotiate.
Right.
And
he's doing neither.
Right. Right. He's doing, well, I've given you the offer.
Right. Do you want me to get on the phone so I can tell you how this could work in a way that works, in a more evolved way than you would understand?
Right.
That's kind of what he's saying.
That's what he said.
Because she's like, are you trying to say you want to be together? And he's like, no, I'm trying to explain why this is cool.
Right. I'm trying to explain to you how I would fuck many women at the same time. See,
right.
What I would do is I would hang out with you on certain nights, and then if you didn't hear back from me, that's me having sex with other women who look different from you.
Right, but I'm not going to coerce you into going with that.
I am not looking to negotiate with you.
If you don't get it, you don't get it.
If that's not for you, if you don't want to share saliva with 30 other women, I'm not here to convince you of that. Right. I'm just letting you know the options there. To have me for one night a week, maybe, depending on my schedule.
This guy stinks.
It's very reminiscent of those types.
Agreed.
So the reveal didn't go wrong. You told him what, and again,
well, it's there was backlash to the reveal, seemingly there was a vague. Here's the vagueness. People like the reveal because it takes away vagueness, and this reveal was met with vagueness. So I could see how she would think it went wrong.
Right. I guess she's saying, I have one offer, and that's monogamy, and he's going, I have one offer, and that's me being with multiple women. And then, hey, just want to talk to you about what happened last night. Oh, really? What would you like to talk about? And he's like, oh, no, nothing. just that I still want to be with.
Just want to double check that you.
He's double checking.
Yeah, he's kind of, and to me, the double checking is like sort of like the preying on your potential loneliness, right? Because while he's not changing anything he said, so he's just coming back to being like, just want to make sure you're okay and aren't lonely enough to reconsider my offer to take whatever I'll give you.
Right, because I'm not afraid of losing you.
Right.
I have no fear.
And then when she kind of calls him on that, he's like, oh, no, I don't believe in coercion.
Right.
I just wanted to find you at a vulnerable moment. But that wasn't like, I'm not trying to convince you. Right. Yeah.
Let's do another email.
Hey, J&J, longtime listener, love the pod. I'm a straight 28-year-old guy trying to rework my Hinge profile.
Dudes.
I've never had a long-term relationship, and I'm looking for something real, classic future stuff like kids in a house.
Love it.
Love the future stuff.
Future things.
Love all these future things.
Kids and shit.
I get matches and dates pretty easily, and women often tell me that they're drawn to things like my height, 6'4".
Whoa, bragger.
My grad school engineering degree.
Excuse me.
And that I coach youth sports.
Weirdo.
Problem is, I think my profile might be too polished. It attracts awesome women, but I can't seem to convert the connection. I always get the "you're great, but I'm not feeling it" text around the 4 to 8 week mark. Literally just got one that said, "You're a total catch, but I'm not sure I feel a strong romantic connection, even though I wish I did." I know part of it is me. I'm more analytical, can come off a little dry or quirky, and I don't always spark that romantic energy. I'm thinking of taking a dating break, but when I come back, I'm wondering, would it help to lower the bar on my profile? Like drop my height to 6'2", leave off the education, use mid-tier pics, and tone down the clever prompts? Basically undersell a bit so the real me becomes a pleasant surprise instead of a mismatch? Curious about what you two think of this strategy. Appreciate the advice. A great curb appeal guy.
I love this email.
Such a male email.
How do I
Am I
fix
too
it?
hot to find love?
But it's me with this huge penis.
I think I'm too big of a catch, and it's hurting me.
I totally agree. This guy is wonderful. Like I think he also listens to dating podcasts that are primarily written to by women. So he like knows 6'4", you know, I got a good job. Like I have these things, and I think he's putting blame on the wrong thing.
I agree.
You know, the profile, like no one after 8 weeks is thinking about how good you were on this profile.
Yeah, I don't even understand what making himself look worse on the profile would do. He's saying that he's disappointing people because he's so hot and then his personality isn't good. I don't understand what he's even saying.
I don't even get it either.
What would that do for him? It would just get him worse matches?
It would get him less matches, but still the same thing would apply. You'd be 8 weeks in with whoever you got 8 weeks in with. And I think his issue is there's no issue.
I agree.
Like, you know, I'm not going to sit here and tell him like to soften who he is. No, be whoever you thought you should be on that profile is the right answer.
Yes. Here's what's happening.
Okay, go ahead.
I think a lot of women who see a guy 6'4", good job, whatever it is, kind of assume he's going to be an asshole. And a lot of women are into that. Especially like he's 28. He's probably dating like 23 to 28-year-olds. And those women are not necessarily, even though they think they're looking for a long-term relationship with someone who's treating them respectfully and wants to start a family and have a house and kids. A lot of them say that, and maybe especially like these young 25-year-old hot women are kind of like looking for a guy who's a little bit more of a dick. And maybe he has the look of that guy, but he's not that guy, and that's a good thing.
Right. I would love to go to these women and like pop out of the bush after they end it with him and be like, "You got what you wished for, bitch. Thought you were ready, huh? Guess not." You know, because all the people they've told they were ready to, they realize they're not ready. The trope is all these men are commitment phobic.
Right.
Because they're dating someone who's like trying everything they can to like.
But the commitment phobic people find the people who are attracted to the commitment phobic people.
Right, but this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like these women are finding out, oh, I'm the commitment phobe. I'm not ready. You know, like I'm sure he presents this like really like he's a house that's fully furnished. You can move in tomorrow. And then they're going, well, we still have to date. And I'm sure that's more, if I'm to give him some feedback, like maybe it's like have some fun on these dates and get a little less, you know, he wrote that he's analytical. When you're analytical, you're probably presenting, well, I'm ready for marriage and kids, and I purchased a place, and in 20 years I'd like to be like settled down in an area outside. Like you already have planned this thing out, and you're meeting people that are like, I was just here for a first date. Like I'm trying to like chill and see if we're a vibe. And when you're this good on paper guy, as he sounds like, a lot of people, they don't want to like get far down the road with good on paper guy because they're like, shit,
I'm not ready. Now I really have to be in it.
Right.
We're gonna
and
get
if
married.
I'm not feeling it,
yeah,
how do I tell the group chat that I've just dumped good on paper guy?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't even want to be responsible for being in a relationship with someone who's totally ready sometimes, because you're like, now I have to reveal that I'm the person who's not as ready as I've been telling everyone I am.
Right. He might have to think about who he's attracted to, because he's getting to 4 to 8 weeks with people who are not necessarily looking for what he's offering. And so maybe he's attracted to the women who are not actually ready for commitment. And maybe it's about figuring out and analyzing these dates. The trope is that young 20 guys in their 20s are not looking to commit.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a lot of women won't say that they are, but actually like are by default, because they're dating these guys and they're like they're not ready to settle down. So they're dating emotionally unavailable guys. You're an emotionally available guy. You're a guy who's like saying that he's giving them everything that they say they want. But like from experience, you could say you want something, but actually like being like fucked with a little bit.
Right. Because it is you got what you wish for. You're in the moment and you got to fucking cash that check. And then now like the fun that you had with all the will they, won't they is gone. The fun you had talking to your friends and telling them, oh, this guy, I don't know what's going on. You know exactly what's going on.
Right.
Like, you got a boyfriend, you in?
Yeah.
He's basically saying this to these people. We don't know what's going on in the date.
I mean, as Logan Ury says, a lot of the time that spark is just this feeling of anxiety. And so women might not be feeling the spark with you because you are available. You are asking them out right away, which are all good things. You just might be dating people who aren't ready for that.
Right. And your profile ain't the problem.
Not at all. That's getting you in the door with more people. I think it's about him asking the right questions also to see if these women are emotionally available and looking for those things.
Right. I think he's got to review what he's concentrating on dates.
Yeah. Maybe he's just going for the hot people and he doesn't think about finding someone who's also ready for that.
Mm-hmm. And I think also like you got to have fun. You got to go out. You got to like be fun and personable on these dates. But you also have to like, first date, like, yeah, I am looking to like be in a relationship. You have to say both. And, I don't know what he's doing
and
more
not
or
be
less
texting constantly after a first date or whatever it is. Yeah. You have to have a little game, but not too much game. I think sometimes also it's like the age, I think the demographic that he's dating are not people who are looking for just a sweet, nice guy.
Right. Here's my advice to him. Plan some dates that have walking. Okay? You want movement in dates. Movement is sexy.
Okay.
So this is like a side thing. I feel like we've helped him. But I think he needs to plan date and less dinner dates. Dinner dates are
nothing
too
shows
formal.
a guy likes you like a dinner date.
Get out of the dinner date game for a little bit. Push off dinner date. Get into drink date that's in neighborhood that could become second and third place date.
Mm-hmm.
So that is guy who knows where he's going, guy who's fun, and not guy who has a yard and a dog.
You're basically telling him to be more of a douchebag.
I'm giving him like douchebag 101, but also like I'm giving him a little bit like stop being so formal. I think he's also probably analytical guy who's ready to settle down and wants kids and shit, as he wrote. Like I think like, hey, let's meet me in this part of town. I can show you the world.
Yeah.
You got to have a plan with like a few places to go and do a little hop. I think that helps sexiness, as crazy as that sounds. Let's play some games.
Let's do it.
UUP@Betches.com. We love a red flag deal breaker. The game is simple. Everything's going great. One thing happens, and you have to decide whether it's red flag, you notice it, but you move on, or it's a deal breaker, you end it right away. Are you ready?
Yep.
J&J, I'm sure you've done this red flag deal breaker before. Okay. Thanks for sending. But I thought you could have another take on it. My boyfriend often has bad breath. He drinks a lot of coffee and Diet Coke. but doesn't drink water often, which probably means he's dehydrated. He will brush his teeth at night, but not always consistently. And I'm not sure if he brushes in the morning. Are you kidding me? What do you mean? Doesn't brush at night? So he doesn't
brush at all. Why do men think at night is different?
I think it's different.
Men think it's different.
Because I'm going to bed. I'm not talking to people.
You're about your whole day of like eating and shit.
I mean, let me just say,
when I met Mike,
brush my teeth at night. Okay. If I get drunk, probably not.
Okay.
I'll pass out with that. It's like my version of not taking my makeup off.
Mike had a similar attitude towards the night brushing when I met him.
Really?
Not anymore. I've changed. I fixed that right up.
Well, you don't floss night and
I don't
morning.
floss, no.
Yeah. So I've had a big change late in life. Big flosser, nighttime brushing. If no
Put that on your Hinge profile. If not drunk. Big flosser, nighttime brushing, if not drunk.
That's on my
Men should have to put their teeth brushing habits on their profile.
I might lose them some women. And I'm not sure if he brushes in the morning since he usually wakes up before me. Let's assume he brushes in the morning. It's not usually a big problem. Well, this is a big problem. Since before we have sex, we will both brush.
This part's the craziest part.
Ready for sex?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Brushing your teeth.
Yeah, it sounds very unsexy.
Yeah, this is what are they, the Bradys?
She's probably instituted this as a pre-sex ritual. You know what'd be hot?
Brushing, yeah. Hey, my pussy can smell your breath when you go down on me. Can you brush your teeth?
Yeah.
It's not usually a big problem since before we have sex, we usually both brush our teeth and use mouthwash. It's so not sexy. It's just sometimes bothers me since hygiene is important to me, but I also don't want to feel like his mom and remind him to brush his teeth. Is there any way to go about this? Would you tell your partner to work on their hygiene, red flag, or deal breaker? Thanks for your help. I feel her pain. You don't want to tell your partner to do this.
I agree.
It's very not sexy. It's less sexy than teeth brushing time before we get to the fucking.
Right. You would think someone would get a sense from that like they need to be on top of that. Here's what I think. He's your boyfriend. You can be honest with him. Right. I think you can say, I get a little grossed out when you have bad breath. Could you make sure that your toothbrushing is habitual? Nightly? This is kind of disgusting to me.
Okay.
I think it's your boyfriend.
Yeah, I think you can. I think she's looking for ways to avoid even that. If I'm to be like,
then this isn't a serious relationship,
right? Well, I guess she's learning that relationships can be not sexy. That relationship, and I think this is like, you go from like, I want a boyfriend, I want a girlfriend, I want a relationship, and then you got what you wish for.
Yeah.
And now she's realizing like there are parts that are unavoidable. You are going to tell your partner that something they do is bothering you. And if you don't do it, it's going to go from a 10-cent fight to a $10 fight.
Right.
10-cent fight is, hey, your breath fucking stinks. It's going to sting, cost you 10 cents. It'll be over in no time. The $10 fight is, and you never brush your teeth. You know, like it's a part of this bigger fight.
Right. Because you're sweeping things under the rug.
Right. So I would suggest to have this 10-cent fight, just like
it'll strengthen your relationship.
Strengthen the relationship. I mean, nothing. And I will say, I've said this before on this show, I think, nothing is more of a cold clock, like a punch to the face, than someone looking you in the eye and going, your breath fucking stinks. Nothing feels
the person
more...
that you love most in the world.
Oh, you are just punched in the stomach. So maybe it's that. Hey, your breath stinks. That, to me, would sit with me enough to maybe make a couple changes.
And here's how you could say it. I love you, but your breath smells. We need to do something about this.
And it dries my pussy up. Men are motivated by
But I think you could say something nice first. Right, something nice first.
Say something like, hey, I love you, but your breath's like, it's really been bad lately. And it really turns me off to see that you're not even trying to fix it because you don't brush your teeth at night. And even telling you right now makes me want to
don't make me be this person.
Even being in this conversation, it makes me want to never let you lick my titties again.
Yeah.
So if you want to lick my titties, you're like, I don't know, like it's
That's a negotiation.
I think it is underrated how much men are motivated by a woman saying they've turned them off. With retribution. Turned off means you can be turned on. Men are fixers, men are video game players. We want to win the level. So hey, your breath smells and it's turning me off that I have to tell you to go brush your teeth at night.
I'm not going to say it again.
The next time I say it is during our breakup. Boom.
There you go. All right, let's do another one.
And that is my way of saying to everyone in this room, if my breath smells, you are free to let me know. Jordana, can we tell you?
Yes, you can tell me.
Okay.
Right.
Let's do another red flag or deal breaker.
Let's do it. Okay. Hi, J&J. Love you both. Thanks for all you do. I've got a red flag or deal breaker for you. He passes out cold in your bathroom floor on the second date. I'm 27 and had a second hinge date with a 31-year-old guy. We hung out at my apartment pool, had a great time eating, drinking, laying out, and even showered together after.
Hot.
Later, we smoked weed, which he suggested because he knows that I smoke quite often.
Okay, this chick parties.
Yeah.
They go to her pool.
Sounds like a nice day.
They lay out, they drink, they shower together.
What date is this? Second hinge date.
Good for them.
That's a good
this is
second
hot.
date.
What town are they in?
Rochester.
Call me. DM me. Oh, no. Don't call me.
He looked
We
at me.
shared a garbage plate.
He
put Mac salad all over my tits and ate it off.
He looked at me and said, I'm really stoned, then tried to stand up and fell backward, totally passed out. I panicked. A few minutes later, he came to, said he was fine. Then his eyes rolled in the back of his head and he passed out cold again.
Oh my God.
He came to again and I called my neighbors to come help me figure out what to do while he sat on my bathroom floor in his underwear.
Help, a naked man is laying on the floor after we drank and smoked all day.
He ended up being fine, probably just too high. This was literally last night. I kind of got the ick. Is this a red flag or deal breaker? Everything was going well before that. Thanks again. Out cold, but still hot.
Is that my hinge fuckboy?
Yeah.
Like he's passed out.
Yeah.
What do you think?
My hinge date? Listen, you're allowed to be turned off by whatever you want to be turned off by. It does seem like you're not being very compassionate. It seems like he had a bad night. If this happened again, I might be like, I'm out. But I don't know. You were having a good time. It doesn't seem like he did it on purpose.
Listen, I will validate. I'm with you. I will validate that, like, seeing someone not handle their alcohol or their partying well is like a turn off.
And I think that's fine.
Right. Yeah. Is it like a blanket, like never call that person again? No. Like you're out in the sun, you're drinking, you get in a shower, the change of like hot to cold to cold to hot, you're smoking weed. For him to pass out and have a moment.
He didn't do anything offensive. He just got sick.
Right. I do understand where you just see him as a baby. You know, like you see him like not being a mature adult. Like he didn't know his limit. Not knowing your limits is unattractive. Like, and it's second date. It's not like a year boyfriend. So I do understand, like, I've seen him this way. I don't know.
Turned off.
I'm turned off.
That's what I'm saying. I get it. I think it's fine. I think I'd give him another shot. If it happened again, I think I'd be out. Because I don't know. I feel like we've all been there. Things don't sit well.
And I've had a version of this day with someone where it's like out of nowhere, you're like, we're vibing, we're having a great time. Yeah, I'll have another drink. Yeah, we're sitting at the pool. I'm all hot.
Right.
Then
you don't want to say anything because you're having a good time.
Well, right. Yeah. And you want to keep it going. So yeah, it wouldn't be a deal breaker for me.
Yeah, it'd be a red flag. We'll see if it happened again.
You know, I have to say, I've been on dates with people who have gotten too drunk and it was a deal breaker for me.
It was.
Because
well, I mean, yeah, you can. Did they get? I don't think it'd be a deal breaker if they got sick. Would it be a deal breaker if they were annoying?
Annoying
is worse than sick.
Totally agree. Yes. Yeah, this guy wasn't annoying. He was just a baby. You saw him as an immature.
Couldn't handle his shit. Yeah.
Right. And you're right. Like
sick, if you were on a date with someone and then they threw, you were also hard to keep up with, or you were back when your drinking days last week. Last week when you were back in your drinking days, I've drank with you, and I think I drink too much when I drink with you because I like you. You can drink more than me.
A brick shit house. Yeah, I can, and I also don't. To find out I'm drunk. I not that I don't get drunk. I black out and all that stuff. I usually get feedback of like, you didn't even
fine.
See me. Like I have a pretty good poker face, but.
Yeah, well, I could see with you accidentally drinking too much, but I think it's like it is a worse turnoff to be like annoying or loud or like rude when you're drunk than to me if someone was like, I drank too much, I gotta go. And the way he did it didn't make him look great, but if he was like, I gotta go home, I don't feel well, like fine.
I'm with you.
All right.
Let's do one more.
Okay.
J&J, big fan. I'll get right to it. Last week, Justin Bieber posted a picture of his wife, Hailey Bieber, on Instagram, and I thought it'd make for an interesting discussion for you guys. I've attached screenshots as evidence. Okay, the picture itself is already weird. It's the back of Hailey's head while she's driving a car. There's no caption. Kind of a strange choice for a grid post. The only additional context is that Justin added the song Irreplaceable by Beyonce to post. You can pick which part of the song you want to play, and the section Justin chose is the chorus section, which goes, "Don't you ever for a second get to thinking you're irreplaceable. You must not know about me. You must not know about me. I could have another you in a minute.
I could have another you.
Oh, now I was trying to figure out.
You must not know about me.
Oh, right. You must not know about me. You must not know about me. I could have another you in a minute. Matter of fact, he'll be here in a minute, baby.
There you go.
You must not know about me. You must not know about me. I can have another you by tomorrow.
That's pretty good.
I had to outdo you. I was put to the challenge.
You know the song.
I know. Yeah. Thank you for.
Because I'm,
Yeah.
I am not a singer. In case anyone was.
Well, they wrote thanks in advance to Jared for his beautiful rendition. Thanks to Jordana.
I'm sorry to the audience. Yeah.
It's funny that the name of the song is so nice. Like, oh, Irreplaceable.
Yeah. And then you listen to the song is about how they are replaceable.
Right. It's a little confusing. And also Instagram brings you to a part. Mm-hmm. They bring you to a chorus. So it is actually a mistake, I would believe.
Right.
That this section was played by accident.
Right. Maybe he didn't think the song through.
Right. Things to consider. Justin's social media presence is generally strange and erratic.
Important.
Right. That's important. And that's important to know. I don't think Justin Bieber would actually know the chorus just gets put on there.
I mean, he is a musician.
He is, but I would understand if Justin Bieber, I've done this. So when I put up an Instagram that I'm in a city, I type the name of the city and see if a song comes up. Okay. So when he posts a picture of his wife, he types Irreplaceable.
Right. That sounds nice. Maybe he should hire someone to do. It's also a weird picture of her.
That's what. Yeah. I guess if you really looked at it, you'd be like, he's in the back, he's in the passenger seat, being like, look how ugly she looks. Let me put her on notice. That's the worst way you could ever look at this. Yeah. There are over 23,000 comments, and all the top ones are about the song choice. Well, let me also give some empathy to Justin Bieber. Not that he's asking for it from this podcast, but I'm in defense of him right away. If he puts up something for half a second, it's reported.
Right, yeah.
So taking anything down is an admission of guilt that if I'm him, I don't take it down.
Right.
I don't think, oh, my bad, I didn't even realize it went to that part of the song, is a better thing from Justin than taking it down and having to do a whole Tonight Show run.
But a comment, a funny comment, oops, didn't mean the song choice, whatever.
Right. Song choice really makes me look like I'm trying to find, better Hailey Biebers.
Yeah.
Despite that, he has not changed it, and it's been over a week since he posted it. So if we take out Justin Bieber and the celebrity of it all, red flag or deal breaker, he posts a photo of you but chooses this iconic breakup song to go with it. Doesn't matter if it was done intentionally as a joke or intentionally or unintentionally didn't notice the lyrics. If you won't change it regardless, would you feel differently if it was a nice photo of you as seemingly a random one like this? Thanks for the laugh. A betch swiping to the left. What do you think?
I think his Instagram to me screams some mental health issues.
There's been a lot of that lately, right?
Yeah. To me, that's sort of any kind of erratic posting of and you can tell it's almost hard to describe when you see it, you know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this picture would qualify as what's going on.
And it was one of several pictures that he uploaded in a row that are kind of weird and didn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. So to me, I think to take this picture without that full, and she gives some context, but I think the full context of to me, this is there's something going on with you mentally a little bit. Maybe it's absolutely nothing to do with your relationship. For someone posting like that, I don't really know. But I wouldn't say that it's the same as someone who just posts normal, friendly pictures of their family and their kid and their house, doing this. That's a totally different thing. Doesn't feel like the Matt James post.
Right. I think we can take Bieber out of this because I agree with you. If someone did the same thing as Justin Bieber, it would be different. Because Bieber, if you post for half a second, he has more likes than you've gotten on your whole page put together.
Right.
So he's already like, it's out there, it's done. He's been erratic. He's been kind of posting weirdly. So let's make it more like our listeners.
Sure.
Okay. I can connect to this because I have put up jokes about people I've dated in the past and been told that I'm annoyed that a girlfriend or an ex, that someone I'm dating is annoyed by it. And then I have to debate of whether I want to take it down and like your pride gets in the way, your ego gets in the way. And I do understand that. So like if you were with someone who's a joke maker,
right,
and they put up a video or a picture of you and it implied breakup, not into it, whatever.
And this is his wife.
And then they kept, like if your husband, I mean, I think I've told this story before. I put up a whole video. I was dating someone once and I put up a whole video of like, that looked like we were about to get engaged. And instead it was just me getting pushed up to first class.
Yeah, if I were that girl, I would be very annoyed.
It was like, something's coming. And then it was me getting first class upgrade and her not.
Right.
I look back on that.
That's funny.
Big blunder on my part. Shouldn't have done it. I take full responsibility. It was full
here's
responsibility. The thing. I just made the person angry and
rightfully so. I'm with her on this. Here's the thing. It's like, it depends how the joke is funny to the extent that both people are on the same page or not. So like with that girlfriend, if you had ever discussed the possibility of getting married, that's like a mean joke. Right? If it's your third date and it's so obvious that that's not something either of you were expecting, then it's funny.
Totally agree. Would you end it with someone who did that? I think that's like the question here, the red flag deal breaker of it all.
I think it would depend on
if someone that made a joke that you didn't like but wouldn't take the post down because they're like, it's funny.
I think I would.
It'd be a deal breaker.
Because it would show that they've hurt, if I've expressed to them that it hurt my feelings and they don't care enough. And especially in this case, it's not like, oh, like it's so going so well for his career. This is a joke that kills it. That's like nailing it. It's got like so many views. Like he doesn't need to do this post.
Right. I guess I'm saying like I feel bad now. Like I think it was the wrong move.
Right. I mean, I do think it's the wrong move.
Right. But in the moment, if I was in an argument and I got dumped for that, like it would be surprising, but also that's why I should make.
But you wouldn't be dumped for that,
right?
You're not dumped for the picture. You're dumped because you're on totally different pages,
right? Well, that's
where you wouldn't have the like emotional, like, intuitiveness to know that this person would be really sensitive about this because that's something this person really wants,
right?
Like, do you know what I mean? It'd be like, it would show like a lack of depth towards the relationship.
Right. Of where are we? What are we doing? What is this even leading to?
We're so far removed on this that I actually thought that you would think this was funny.
Right.
There's a part in Sex and the City where Charlotte and Trey are trying to have a baby and then he decides he doesn't want one anymore. And she's like obsessed with trying to have a baby. And he's like, and it's like nothing's working. And he brings her home to like lighten the mood. He brings her home a cardboard baby. And he gives her the cardboard baby. And she's like, what the fuck is this? And he's like, like we didn't have a baby and now we have one. I thought it would like lighten the mood.
Right.
And she like freaks out at him. And you're like, oh, now you look back on that and you're like, what a fucking asshole.
Right.
Why would someone do that? He's like, I thought we could have a little chuckle.
Right. This would be so funny.
Yeah.
To have like a doll that we can call our baby.
Yeah. Now we have one. Now we can stop stressing.
Now you can shut the fuck up.
It just like shows like the emotional distance, I think, between people when there's a joke made and one person doesn't see how it could be so insensitive to someone else.
Right. And it's probably the hardest deal breaker to call because the deal breaker isn't you ending it. It's realizing that it will end.
Right.
Most of our red flag deal breaker, a few dates. But like if you get that happen, if something like this, again, we're not saying the Justin Bieber thing is not relatable, but like if you did something where you made a post that was interpreted this way that was detrimental to your mental health, like made you feel like shit about the relationship, and they couldn't see that.
Right.
It's not that you're going to break up with them, but it will end.
Yeah. I mean, do I think there's something weird happening between the two of them? Yes.
Right. That's a different story
But I think that could also just be due to like him being in a weird place, which his Instagram activity is sort of lending a thought to. It could be like a side thing due to a bigger, different general issue.
Honestly, if there's no acknowledgement that this post is weird by him, that's them handling him with kid gloves.
Yeah, and here's the thing. She comments on a TikToker's analysis of this and
really?
said, it's a glitch. I didn't there was a thing where she unfollowed him and then followed him. She goes, it's a glitch. I didn't unfollow him. I hope this helps. So if she's the one who's commenting on these things, like she's trying to do damage control for this embarrassing thing that's seemingly happening to her,
and he's
which
doing
to me
nothing.
Makes it worse because it's like she's trying to like control the situation, which he is clearly out of control on.
Ugh, the people reporting on this is crazy. I feel for her. Him.
Yeah.
She's probably, it seems like she's dealing with someone that's going through something. So like,
that's what I'm saying.
Like, yeah, you're right.
Like she's, the fact that she's even saying anything to me shows she's like trying to do damage control for like this situation, which has gotten a little out of hand to the point where she would comment on a random person, like analyzing the situation. Like if there was nothing to analyze, I don't think he would really comment.
Who's worse off, the Bieber or the person who does the face to camera commentary about
the
Bieber?
Person who does. It's always the person commenting on your life that's doing work. And people, of course, ourselves included.
We're not talking enough. All right. Well, we did it. We solved dating again.
We did it. We'll be back next week. Bye.
Boom.